What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
And this is not
Not
another damn
another damn podcast.
presented by
Our damn selves.
the 344
Woo!
344.
We
Happy,
made it.
happy New Year. It's so 2024 and 344. 24 and 44. That's how we doing it. Happy New Year to you and yours. You know, we had a best of last week wrapping up 2023, but now we back. Fresh new episode. Yeah.
With the shenanigans.
uh,
We only went 8 days in now. 7 days.
7, 8 days in. Yeah. Shout out all my January 6th folks. We a couple days past that. But just 8
We're calling
days.
it January 6th. I saw that.
That's funny.
And then my comment I wrote, I said it was a tantrum at best. That's
said
what I
that.
wrote. It was a tantrum at best.
Now we seeing the strategy. We seeing the strategy because we saw we just dive right into it. Yeah.
Dive right in.
Saw Trump got taken off of was it Maine? I think it was another ballot they took him off of. It's like I want to say it was Maine. So that's the strategy. That's why they keep pushing it as an insurrection. Because you have the amendment, the 14th, I think, is about how to deal with insurrections and shit. So if we keep calling it an insurrection, that's how we get rid of this motherfucker. It
wasn't an insurrection. It wasn't the other coup.
Yeah, a coup is like, yeah. Like,
coup. It wasn't a coup. It wasn't an insurrection.
Like, a coup is what happened to like not what's Saddam. That was like a coup. What happened to him and shit. It's like not this bullshit. Yeah.
A bunch of privileged assholes throwing a tantrum because they didn't get what they wanted.
Bunch of unarmed privileged assholes. They didn't have
unarmed privileged assholes. And for whatever reason, it was a black guy in a bubble coat.
Idiots. It's like they wasn't.
It was a black guy in a bubble coat for whatever reason.
Yeah, the bubble coat brother was there.
One black guy. One.
PCB, we gotta find him. Bubble coat brother.
They said he was just looking for his stimmy. I stand with the brother. He wasn't in that. He was just looking for his stimmy.
We never found out who that dude was. I want answers.
Because that confused the shit out of me. And then the guy that was dressed like a Viking, like what the hell? It's like,
oh, yeah, he's in jail now. They
got Viking guy.
I think maybe Bubble Cook guy maybe it was Katt Williams. Let's get it. Maybe Katt Williams was Bubble Coat guy. We never zoomed in and saw who he really was.
He was an undercover agent who was getting intel.
Yeah. Look at these crazy motherfuckers.
He had his ear to the thing. It was like, okay, these white people are going to go and storm the Capitol, so let me go in for intel.
Let me go storm the Capitol with them and see what's going on. I'll be there storming the Capitol, checking things out.
Let's go in for a closer look. Let's Steve around. Let's go in for a closer look.
The cracker dial hunter? I didn't say that.
I think it was Katt Williams. No.
Let's talk about it.
Would have been hilarious if it was.
Well, the whole world and like the whole internet, not just the internet, he broke the world with this shit. Yeah, Club Katt Williams.
Shay is now at how many views of that? Oh, like over 30 million, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I know when I first watched it was like 7 million.
There. 7 million in 24 hours.
When I watched it was about 7 million
in 24 hours. Let's underline that. You got 7 million views in 24 hours.
I have it right here. Let me 29 views. Yeah, 29 million. So it's almost 30 million.
Almost 30. By tomorrow, it'll probably be 30.
By the time this comes out, it'll probably be 30. Yeah.
It'll probably be at 30.
But yep, Club Shay Shay. I've been a fan of Club Shay Shay for a while now, but he probably gained a whole new following. Or that's if he survives. People are saying this might be the last episode. I'm seeing both sides of that too. It's like people saying like he got a whole new audience. I'm just like, nah, this is probably the last episode.
That's my Shannon Sharp as my Cancerian, my fellow Cancerian, because we actually share the same birthday, obviously different years, but we do have the same birthday, 626, both of us. Don't cancel the brother. Don't cancel him. So, I mean, I stand with Shannon with that because we Cancerian, so I have to stand with him on that. Don't cancel the brother. He invited him for the cognac, but in Katt's defense, Katt said he wasn't lit.
Katt always does. He smokes a little weed and
smokes some cigarettes, and then he drinks a little.
A little bit. Yeah. You saw Katt he didn't drink that much. He had
Yeah,
one glass and shit. He didn't drink
Katt,
that.
when
He was
Shannon said
sipping on
you,
it the whole time. He had
when
one glass.
Shannon said the thing to him, and then he said, "You got more than me," and he did this.
Mm-hmm. He had
You
one
doing more
glass.
than me.
He had
I
one
was like,
glass
"Oh
on
shit."
that whole 3 hours. He had one glass.
Yeah, one glass, and he nursed it like the old men when they nurse the cups of coffee at White
At
Castle
White
because they don't
Castle,
want to
yeah.
pee, and they just sit.
Shout out Uncle Clarence.
Uncle Clarence, yeah, shout out, you know. But that interview, it just because like my thing that made me jump in the memes because when they said Shannon Sharp, hey Katt, how you doing? Then I saw the Tupac hit him up meme like that.
I've been talking about Katt Williams. Like, P, y'all late to the party. It's like,
We
now,
talked
like,
about this a couple of weeks
I
back
mean,
about
matter of
Katt.
fact, we mentioned Katt Williams recently. I talk about how
We
like
did.
how his spot was given to Kevin Hart because Katt Williams wasn't he wasn't he didn't play along. It's like
He wasn't in the go along, get
he
along
didn't go,
game.
yeah, he didn't go along to get along, yeah, like Kwame Brown. He wasn't in that go
Kwame
along
Brown.
get along game. Yeah, he wasn't.
But you said this a few weeks back. So is Oz the Simpsons? Are you getting some Simpson-like predictions in your head right now?
Don't.
That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling a little Simpsonish because we did talk. I'm feeling a little bit of deja vu because as soon as he said that line, I was like, we literally just said that because it
Hey,
is easy. Like if you think about it, if somebody and I don't want to use well, I know it's negative connotation, but in this sense, it's not a negative connotation. If somebody is being groomed and prepped, I'm not using that negative connotation, but if somebody's being prepped to be the next big thing, and then they start going a little sideways, you're like, uh-oh, we gotta drop someone else in. Here's someone else. Let's drop him in. And that's how I think
down.
happened.
Yeah.
That's what I think happened because it's a combination of things. Like Katt is a person who speaks his mind.
Yeah.
He's gonna tell you exactly what the hell is on his mind. We just want to open up the gate and just say it like that. And then the other thing is that he doesn't play by certain rules. Like certain people will do certain things and say later in their career that they regretted X, Y, Z. You see many actors and people say that. Like one
Brandon
that
T. Jackson.
who did, who did
Brandon T. Jackson.
Brandon T. Jackson, yes.
That's the latest
He
one.
regretted that.
He
A
said
big one
he regrets to this day putting that dress on.
doing the Big Mama House 3. Because that movie was atrocious for
And
one.
his career ain't been the same since.
It
Like,
was atrocious.
ain't been seen or heard from since that shit.
Because Tropic Thunder was fucking hilarious. I loved him in Tropic Thunder. Tropic Thunder, I don't care what nobody say. That movie, I know it felt very Mel Brooks-ish, like the way that they kind of
Yeah.
did like
There's a
the
lot of
uncomfortable.
controversial stuff like Robert Downey and blackface being at the top of the list. It's
Oh,
like,
dude, that's the dude playing
yeah,
the dude.
yeah. Iron Man and blackface. I didn't know I needed that till I saw the movie.
I love it. It was great. Richard Card playing like a coke addicted person. Jack Black was like a
Black,
cokehead.
ain't a coke.
Ben Stiller playing a guy who was playing somebody with special needs and just going way too far with it. Like
Ain't someone with special needs.
it was a great movie. I mean, if you're into a little bit of dark humor that's kind of pushes the envelope and makes you a little uncomfortable, then don't watch it. But if you are into it, watch Tropic Thunder. You will get a good laugh. It was hilarious to me.
But here's what I'm talking about. What Katt wasn't willing to do.
Yeah, he said he didn't want to put on a dress.
Well,
in Chris Tucker's defense, he didn't wear a dress. He was a flamboyant. I don't know what he was. He was a cyborg, was he? I think.
Say it again.
I said Chris Tucker didn't wear a dress. He was just a flamboyant cyborg.
Okay, yeah.
The Fifth Element, he was just really flamboyant. But I don't think he wore a dress if I'm not mistaken.
We got Arsenio. We got Tyler Perry. Wesley, is that him? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Joanna Man.
Joanna Man, yeah, which I talked to him about this. Ricky Smiley. We're gonna get right into that Ricky Smiley one.
But in whatchamacallit's defense of both of them, I think I said which ones I will say in defense for both of them.
Urkel, yeah, as what's the name?
Urkel, who was horrible. That was horrible later. Wanda, hey girl, for
Eddie
real.
Murphy, Martin Lawrence, Sean and Marlon. Yep.
My one I would say that I think should be off of this list that I don't think were in that sense is I would say I would take off Ving Rhames and Wesley Snipes off the list. This is why, because they were actors playing a character. They were playing the role of playing drag queens. So it was them acting as drag queens and just playing a role. The other ones were seemingly playing women. You get what I'm saying? It's a difference. Like I said, they were more so acting a role. The other ones were playing like I'm a woman, and it's like, well, Joanna Man, like, I mean, that was a whole
Man, that was just terrible.
That was a terrible movie. But that's why I say I would not say Ving Rhames and Wesley Snipes in that aspect, because they were playing drag queens. That's what the movies were. That was what their characters were, drag queens. So it's like they were more so acting and playing a role, but the other ones were portraying themselves as I'm a woman. You get what I'm saying? So it's like that's kind of like
that they missed on that list that I saw.
Yeah.
Was Cedric on there? I know he wore a dress.
Oh yeah, on Steve Harvey's show, because when he played Grandma Puddin'.
Yeah.
Grandma Puddin'.
They also had I don't know if Malik Yoba, because like remember him on New York Undercover. They went under.
They were playing drag queens. So the ones that played drag queens, I necessarily wouldn't lump into that, because it's like a drag queen that you're a guy who's dressing as a woman. So that's what a drag queen is.
Another one that we missed on that was I had another one. I just forgot that quick and shit.
I wouldn't necessarily include those ones, but my thing, well, and then of course, like if you go OG, like Flip Wilson did.
Flip Wilson's the first. They say he did it first.
You did OG style, yeah.
And there's a one out there I hadn't seen until recently. It's like Richard Pryor wore a dress in the 70s. I didn't see.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That one I just saw recently. I was like, oh, so okay, wow. Chris Rock did it before. Yeah, he dressed up as Sissy. He did it.
And then he did it in on the Fresh Prince.
Yeah, so Chris Rock did it a couple.
And then whatchamacallit did it. Whatchamacallit did one, and like this shocked me that I saw a video of. He wasn't in a dress, but I mean, I think he had like a tight shirt and like.
I think I know who you is. It
earrings and stuff. Chappelle. I didn't know Chappelle did it.
There's a movie called Robin Hood Men in Tights. He's in that. Yeah.
No, not that one. I saw a thing where he was on Howard Stern's show, and he was like imitating Robin Quivers. Like he came dressed as Robin Quivers. I saw that recently.
I saw the Robin Hood Men in Tights. That's what I thought you were talking about. Yeah.
It's like he was like in a robe in Robin Hood. That's why I was like, I wouldn't include that because he was in a robe. But I was saying, people were saying, well, Dave never did. And then somebody was like, check this clip out. And he was on the Howard Stern show, and he was mocking Robin Quivers. He was like, Howard, he was like mocking Robin.
What Kevin Hart's was like, he was doing the Cavagene Walls. Like when she got nominated for, she became the youngest Oscar nominee.
Yeah, for Annie, right?
That was before Annie. Like it was like
okay, for Annie. Okay,
I forget. Okay. Yeah, because that's how she got Annie because she got nominated.
Right.
That's the name of that movie. He was playing her in that. Yeah, on SNL. That was SNL.
Well, the height is correct. So I mean,
and the timeline lads up because right after that, Kevin Hart became the man. So like, was that his initiation? I mean, he was doing like 35 and Ticket and stuff before that. Remember? 35. And around the time he put the dress on, he became like the guy. So like, it might be something to that's your initiation, putting that dress. I never saw Steve wear one. I didn't see him with one on.
Steve, he never wore a dress. He did make fun of like he would imitate like the old church lady and just do like her voice with his stamp. He's talking about Sister Odell because he's like, I had no Sister Odell could cuss, like talking about like the old lady.
Yeah, but I've never seen. I'm talking.
But he never wore a dress to the best of my recollection.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like other names. Like he didn't wear one.
He never wore a dress. But my thing is, I don't think that necessarily. My thing is, I don't think that it's like I'm gonna put this out there. I don't think it's like a agenda to get Black men to wear dresses because, I mean, Robin Williams wore a dress. Tootsie, Dustin Hoffman wore a dress.
Michael J. Fox.
Future too. Mom, is that you?
He wore one.
That was horrible.
Exactly.
I had no idea to see Michael. I didn't want to see Michael.
Travolta wore one.
Oh yeah, and Hairspray.
Hairspray, thank you.
And the remake of Hairspray, not the original one. The original one, Ricky Lake, but the remake. Yeah.
On Candy, he wore one in a couple of movies. He wore one.
Yeah. So it is white. I'm sure it's more as it like that. I just can't think of right
Pee Wee Herman wore one in Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Yeah.
Once you take a picture, it lasts longer.
Yeah. So it's some white guys. It's like
Yeah,
I don't know if I can find as many as that picture of black dudes, but
yeah, but I'm saying
white guys in like dress and shit. Yeah.
it's not. And then okay, if you go to Juan Fu, because Patrick Swayze wore a dress. Then Latino John Leguizamo wore a dress, and the
Also,
same.
Michael DiLorenzo on that same New York Undercover episode.
Yeah, Latino. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's other race men. The point I'm saying is that I don't think that it's necessarily an attack on men. But
Jared Leto, he wore in Dallas Buyers Club, like he wore one is like so,
such a method actor, but what you call it? Heath Ledger wore the nurse's outfit in Dark Knight. So I mean, I don't know if you can count that. He was like the creepy
Joker,
nurse.
yeah, he did.
Crazy nurse. That was like that. That was scary, but
I won't let y'all sit on the motherfucking Joker.
That was scary though. That was an intense scene. But my thing is I don't think it's necessarily like what people keep on saying the agenda. Like I want to stop pushing that. The agenda that I would like to say, I think it's a bigger agenda versus that. So
Katt Williams said it best, like in I think I kind of look at myself the way he looks at him, the way he said, I don't know if you remember when he said that I'm pro-black, but I'm not racist. That's me. It's like, yeah, you don't have to tear down another race to build up your race.
I agree with that side of it. But what I think that a lot of black comedians, especially like I say, if you are doing stuff where like you're doing your dress up and you want to dress up like a woman and do stuff like that, I think the real issue is that a lot of black men are just being kind of making black women be comical, being like, you're putting like, the black women that I done play like Mari Shanae, she was real, all like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like when you stop making it be like it's a comical thing and finding that type of thing and pulling from something else, then you don't need to put on the dress.
Well, let's
you can find other comedy.
Guess what? Oz got clips here, so
you can do other stuff.
Fair use, fair use, fair use. So Club Shay don't take this shit down, even though they might end up taking their own down eventually because they might delete the channel eventually. So, but
Club Shay, we share the same birthday, Club Shannon. I'm gonna keep on playing that. We share the same birthday.
Here's the clip, the Ricky Smiley clip. Yeah, this like we gonna go right into it.
About it.
You gonna set the record straight?
Are you kidding me? You let Ricky Smiley sit here and you said out that mouth, you stole Friday after next, the one I was in. I wish all of America fumbled a bit when that happened. And then he said some stuff that we haven't heard in 100 years.
Here's the big one right here.
In Hollywood, you ain't say nothing. This man told you he had Katt Williams' role. He was gonna be Money Mike.
Wait.
And Katt Williams was gonna be the Santa Claus. Now,
I never heard that until like the Club Shay.
I never heard that either.
I never heard it. I never heard it till Ricky Smiley said it. Never heard it.
I never heard that either, but here's the thing.
You want to play the rest of the clip?
Okay, go ahead.
For all the responses on this.
Now three quick points. You mean in Hollywood they cast a 5'5" black Santa Claus that weigh 145 pounds? That's your story. Your story is the Ricky Smiley that couldn't even do curse words because he had a Christian fan base. He was gonna play the pimp. Why you didn't ask him why has he played a woman in more movies than he's played a man?
I just wanted to get to that clip with the dress.
With the dress. But okay, so the cat that made me laugh because Katt Williams is smaller than me. Because that is accurate. Like, okay, like Santa Claus is always gonna be a usually big man. So like it was fun to have him be the ghetto Santa as like being crackish looking, like like that.
He was actually a crackhead. He wasn't really Santa. He was just a crackhead.
He was a crackhead stealing shit.
That was using a Santa Claus suit as a disguise. Like
it was implied. Like I said, it was implied that he was like, he was the original bad Santa. He was basically going around stealing shit from people on Christmas, and he
was actually a crackhead, just had a Santa Claus suit on it.
Yeah, so that was like spot on for that. That was spot on. And I did think that Ricky's performance was funny in Friday After Next. I thought Katt Williams was hilarious.
I think both guys were perfect for the roles they had.
Exactly. Both guys.
Imagine Ricky Smiley being Money
at
Mike.
all.
Yeah. And Ice Cube clarified that he talked about it. Ricky Smiley did too. Let me read Ricky's statement first.
Right.
And then because Ricky Smiley, he got his morning show, yeah.
He got his morning show, so he
Turn on
has
106,
a huge platform to basically clear the air, which people stop doing this. Okay, of course people are going to respond. So like if somebody makes a bunch of accusations about you, you just going to sit quiet?
Yeah.
Or you going to respond? Responding doesn't necessarily make you look guilty because it's damn if you do. If you respond, then people say you're guilty. If you don't respond, people say you're guilty. Yeah. You damn if you do, you damn if you
Ricky,
don't.
his former manager, he clarified the whip saying that Ricky did audition for the part.
He auditioned for it, correct.
They were considering Ricky until they saw Katt and they said, that's Money Mike. It's
that's
like,
the guy.
They saw him, it's like that. So like Ricky was probably considered for that before they even met Katt. And they said, okay, this is our pimp right here. So yeah.
And then to go further, I saw Ice Cube. Ice
Cube did said, on X now, guess what? Twitter, whatever you want to call it.
He said that Ricky auditioned, but then he said that he felt like he just wasn't quite right for Money Mike. But then he said that he really wanted Ricky in the movie, so they were trying to figure out.
So they created the Santa Claus part
where to have him at, because somebody that does happen in movies, like for example, for Love and Basketball, Gabrielle Union went out for Sanaa Lathan's part because she actually played basketball in high school.
Yeah. And then they liked her, but they didn't feel she was right for that part, but they wanted to use her anyway.
So they wanted to use her. So that's why she was used as Shawnee, the fast girl who was trying to give Q some ass.
Yeah. Like in Chris Rock, I Think I Love My Wife, like Eva Marcel auditioned for the Kerry Washington role. She didn't get it. Like Chris thought she was a little too young for the role because like the character was supposed to be an older chick that thought she was still bad, basically.
In her 30s, yeah. Like I'm in my early 30s, and I'm still trying to be.
But he liked Eva, so you gave her another role. He still used her in the movie, yeah. But
she the bartender, yeah.
So yeah, she wasn't right for the Kerry Washington part, but she auditioned.
Yeah, so people will recast and like reuse stuff, and that's what Cube was saying. Because Cube liked Ricky, because I mean Ricky had a bad name for himself because like you saw him on Comic View, when you saw him, you saw him on different things. So he probably liked the way that I like your style. I still want to use you. And then Katt Williams he has one of those personality where even though Katt Williams, like I said, he said himself, he's 5'5", 145 pounds. So he's a very tiny man. He's very small, but when he walks in the room, he knows how to draw attention all on him. He knows how to pull everybody in. Even like I said, this man's smarter than me. So like, under normal circumstance, he could walk in undetected. But let's say the first thing, he has this perm, so of course you're gonna notice him.
And you got that
with permed hair, looking like Verdine White from Earth, Wind, and Fire. You see a guy come in looking like that. Okay, already I'm looking at you. Okay. There he may or may not came just in character. Okay, you're playing a pimp, so he may have some fly shit. Okay, now I'm really looking your way. Okay, there he has that voice. Katt Williams does have that Katt Williams, but he has that distinct, that funny sound. He has a good voice. His voice is funny. So
especially Dan when he was young, you see this dude, it's like who's this Prince looking motherfucker walking? It's like you think he's like some little Prince looking dude. It's like he catches your attention right away.
Yeah, so now you're really okay. Now you're really intrigued, and then he's funny on television. So then he just starts spewing off the dome, and then you like So now
I saw Katt Williams live in 2006, so I saw him back.
I've never seen him
prime
live.
Katt. I saw him in his prime. Yeah,
I've never seen him live, so that's why
I'm about to go back in time. I saw him at the Star Plaza.
Oh Lord,
not even there anymore. So that's an old school.
Down, yeah.
Yep. It was all at the Star Plaza in like 2006 because Lunel was on that show and Leon Rogers hosted. That's
good, Lunel. I knew that was funny. She's funny.
So yeah.
I've never seen a Katt Williams stand-up. Like I said, I've only seen him in movies, and I've seen clips of his stand-ups online. I've seen. So like I can't yay or nay that. But my thing that like I said, with Katt being who he is, like people love to play the zodiac thing, but they're like, Katt's just being a Virgo with his competitiveness. Virgos, that's how they do. That's what we do.
Black folks love astrology.
Astrology.
We love us some astrology.
Which is it's some truth to some stuff, but most of it is bullshit. We can say it like that. Most of it's bullshit.
Yeah. Aries getting unfair rap for being assholes. Like, is that true?
As a mother of two Aries, and you as an Aries, I can say that that's true, that you guys are.
I think it's unfair.
The thing I say is true about us cancers is that we sweet as pie, and then if you do us wrong, then we will set this motherfucker on fire. We will. So that's the thing I say about us. Like, we cool until you cross us, and then you do it intentionally. You hurt us, and then it's like, okay, now I gotta make you hurt now.
Catch another clip from here. Come be dropping clips throughout it. I'm not gonna drop all of it because I don't want this shit taken down.
You don't want to get taken down. So Shay, don't take us down.
Oh, I forgot to unmute. God damn it.
Katt Williams, don't nobody know who he is. I'm on the radio. I'm with Steven Said. Everybody know me. That's what he told everybody that would listen to on the set. That's the truth of the matter. He was so egregious, not now, then. He was so egregious that, and Hollywood has never heard this in 100 years. He was so egregious, I put in my contract that I won't work with Ricky Smiley again unless he's in a dress. Now, what was Ricky Smiley's next movie? Was it First Sunday? Did he wear a dress in it? You bet he did. It's in my contract.
The contract stuff is debatable, but that was the next movie that we're in.
That was the next movie, but I made like
a contract. Yeah.
You know how you have like the mostly true, mostly false. I think that statement is probably mostly false with the contract, because I can't see a contract writer. Ricky Smiley has to be in a dress for. I just don't.
That's very specific, Ricky.
I don't see that being in a contract.
That's very specific.
And if it is in the contract, can you pull the contract out and show us?
Show the receipts. Yeah.
Because I mean, like, I would think that as a person that for every contract that I sign, like I'm not in entertainment, for every contract, I'm a person who keeps accurate records. So I would have every single contract I've ever signed in life and have it filed away.
I got my first contract I signed in radio.
There you go.
2001. I still got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have my documents, like all my stuff is, I'm that type A. I got all my stuff alphabetized in sequential order by year. I got all my stuff lined up. So that's my thing that I say. If that is the case, then I would say just show the contract to prove. But I mean, I think that that's a mostly false statement. I think that Ricky Ward, because like that was a character that Ricky had already done, the old church lady.
Character to this day.
He had already played that because people love to play an old church lady, because old church ladies can be messy. It's an easy dig to do because it's not hard to like really pull material, because it's like you hear, you know, that girl done got pregnant and that baby is so-and-so, so-and-so. You know, it's easy to like, you know, it's easy to pull from stuff like that. It's not like it's a lot that needs to be thought-provoking with that type of stuff. So that's why I think that that's mostly a false statement. But
let me run another clip, this time about Cedric. I'll be running. Yeah. Because this one was good. Yeah. So let me run this.
The entertainer.
The one about Cedric. Yeah.
Cedric did the same thing. Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Katt Williams' joke? Yeah. He said, it don't line up. How it don't line up that I did it on TV in 2018? You came to see me at the Comedy Store do it in 2019.
Now, he got the timeline wrong.
That was a misspoke.
But he corrects himself later. Yeah, I'm just going to run the original. I might find the other one, too. With
the Shannon's people who were fact-checking, they even mentioned it like, hey, you said...
At 98, not 2018. Yeah, so.
That threw my mind for a second. I'm like, wait a minute, Kings of Comedy came out in 2000, so...
Yeah.
Because that threw my mind for a second. I'm like, 2018, that was only now 6 years ago. That's like 6 years ago now at this point.
19, and then did it on the Kings of Comedy. Like, what doesn't line up? This is a televised joke that Mark Curry helped me punch up and get to the level that it was. The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had. Now Steve got a sitcom where he the principal and he wear a suit and then he gets this high top fade, making all black men think he got the best lineup in the business. And it's a man unit. Then you ask it, why you not a movie star? I didn't want to be a movie
good shit
star. This the same Negro that hated on Bernie with this same thing.
Now that I have heard.
I didn't want to be a movie star. No, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good, baby, and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none.
Well.
That was a burn. At that point, I had to pause and I just had to collect my laughter because I was like, that was a burn right there.
Okay, let's break down all of that.
He said Man Unit, Country Bumpkin, and Mr. Potato Head all at the same time. And I was just like,
that's why Katt got jokes, man. Yeah.
I did the
Like when I saw him live, that's when I knew Katt had material. So he's not Money Mike. Yeah, because like this dude got he said he did a whole hour up there and didn't mention no pimp shit the whole time. I was like, this dude got material. I was like, because at first you thought he was just Money Mike, yeah, the pimping and pimping distress and shit. But I was like, nah, this dude got material. Like when I saw him in 06, I was like, yeah, Katt Williams is a funny motherfucker.
That was hilarious.
And let's break all of that down. Now, Cedric thing. Now, I don't know if you like it's been going viral on TikTok, the side by side.
I saw the side by side because like I didn't know. I had stopped watching the comic view. I think around that time when he was Katt in the Hat at the time.
Yeah, but then he got sued. That's when he became Katt Williams.
Disney don't play that shit.
Yeah. Because his name was Katt in the Hat. And then I guess as he started getting those, like doing comic view and like TV shows, they said, hey, they sent him a cease and desist. Like,
they will. Big corporations will cease and desist your ass. They will.
Yeah, that's the Yin Yang Twins guy. Yeah, with the whistle while you twerk. They got that. Yeah. They got a cease and desist over that song.
Disney said, hey.
That's why you really don't hear the whistle while you twerk song too much anymore from me. You hear the whisper song and you hear a shaker like a salt.
369 -5.
To the window. You really don't hear the whistle while you twerk one all that much because Disney like shut that shit down. You don't really hear it like that. But yeah, he talked about the bit was very similar about the car thing. Yeah, it was a very similar. Well, like you put Katt Williams, a Katt in the Hat doing his car bit driving, and then Cedric did his one right by it. So it's very similar bit, both of those kids.
Yeah, because I remember I thought that was just so funny when I went and saw the Kings of Comedy. Because like we're old, so like disclaimer, we're old. So it's like we were old enough where we could go see the Kings of Comedy in the show by ourselves because we were of age. Yeah. We were, both of us at the time when it came on.
Yeah, so yeah, saw that
we one. We were of age. We were over the age of 18 at that time, both of us. So you could go see a rated R movie without, whatever. But it's like, I remember I just thought that was just so funny when Sid was getting like the spaceship and he was,
Booty Pie playing.
And he had the cigarette, like the cigarette in his mouth. I thought that was funny because that would look like, because I thought about Homeboys in Outer Space. I was like, if they did that on Homeboys in Outer Space, maybe that show would not have gotten canceled. Or it was just so bad, it still would have gotten canceled.
Still would have got canceled.
It was just still bad, so it still would have gotten canceled. Yeah. But that may have saved it some, But I was like, okay. And then when I watched Katt's with it, I was like, it's some similarities and everything.
Even with the music playing, like they played the music just like the Cedric one too. I was like, And then I saw another bit. Another video they showed where Cedric is doing a joke that Meshach Taylor did in the 80s
on Designing Women.
Yeah. It's like it was exactly.
We can applaud Meshach Taylor because he was a national treasure. I loved him as Hollywood and Mannequin. I loved him
as kid's dad in Class Act.
I think about Hollywood.
Hey, that's your name, Dad. Is that yours?
Meshach was a national treasure. He was
Class Act.
But yeah, that by my initials, yeah, he did that on Designing Women.
And they say side by side.
But here's the thing about comedy: it's like, are some jokes stolen? Yes.
I'm not even a comedian, and I've had like just like we have random conversations like with I was in a room with comedians, and then I heard them do that joke. I was like, yeah, that's kind of my joke. Is I'm not even a comic. I say like ignorant shit from time to time, but I'm no comedian. And I've heard jokes of mine like, so comedians do like borrow from other people.
It gets stolen. I've seen posts that I've made because like I just posted, I just put something.
And you heard it.
And I saw somebody take my but they just copy and paste it, but they didn't you didn't screenshot and have my pic. You could have screenshot and have my Naima in it, like. You could have screenshot and have my picture.
Or at least tag you, courtesy of @Naima, like that, yeah.
You just took my words and just put it as your words. I
mention somebody else's stuff, I give them credit. Like Alopecia Keisha, that's not mine. I forgot where I saw that, though. I wish I knew the original, but I saw somebody else post that, yeah. That's
And
not
I put down for you. I said at Big Bro eyes, so I really know what he's talking about. Like if I like repost something that you say, I say we have a lot of conversations off air. Like
that's
you
where
guys
this podcast came from. We just had hours and hours just talking. Say,
if you guys heard some of the shit that we say offline, woo,
podcast ain't shit. Like that's the real shit. Like our conversation needs to be the podcast.
woo. We might have to do after dark.
Not another, not another unfiltered or whatever. Yeah, uncensored. Yeah, well, uncut. We're gonna do uncut. That's what we're doing. We're gonna have money in a Ziploc bag, baby. That's
I thought about BET and pussy popping on a handstand.
I thought about
Sorry.
We're gonna have money in a Ziploc bag. God damn it, that's what we're gonna have.
What that thing smell like?
What that thing smell like?
Oh God, we're showing our age.
We're gonna have tip drill. That's what we gonna have.
Tip drill. A tip drill.
We're gonna swipe credit cards down ass cracks.
No, but
we ain't swiping no credit cards now.
Still shit. I mean, and here's the thing about when you borrow stuff. I'll just be nice. I'll say when you borrow stuff. So when you talk about your situation with comedians, like neither one of us are comedians, but occasionally I will say something funny. You say something funny because people will just be laughing, and I'm like, y'all think that's funny? Like okay. Like I'm just saying what my honest thought is on a subject, and people think it's funny, and I'm like, okay. But then if you're a comedian, you'll take that meat and then you'll make it grow and make it a joke, because a comedian has the ability to do the setup,
right? Get
you here and then deliver that punchline and have you rolling. If you're not a comedian, you don't have that structure where you know how to do that. Because a good joke should go like this, and it should,
the setup, and then you go into it, yeah.
And then the punchline should, when you hit the punchline, that's when you should it should just be a collective laugh when you deliver the punchline.
Yeah. And then he mentioned Steve Harvey, and the Steve Harvey show is very similar to Hanging with Mr. Cooper. It's a guy that Cooper was a basketball player, Steve was a musician. They both down on their luck, yeah.
They both were in entertainment. Let's say they both were in the entertainment.
They gotta take jobs like in education, yeah.
They have to take lower paying jobs, and it's like I have to adjust.
They both had to take roommates on too, like Steve with Cedric and Lovita eventually. What's the name? Mark with Vanessa and them and shit. Yeah, it's like
Robin, I think was her name. Dawn Robinson.
Robin, and later Geneva is like, you had to take in roommates and shit to help.
Tyler was on the show for a reason.
Scare the bills and shit. Yeah. Tyler, yeah, he could have. He was like 30. He should have been paying bills.
Why was Tyler on there?
Tyler should have been chipping in on the rent, man. They should have got like $50 a week from Tyler. That dude sounded.
Tyler was Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Because like watch somebody, that's it. He not playing. He been in the industry as long because he was Tyler.
Tyler on Mr. Cooper.
I made that up.
Just made that up right now.
Because he was short there. He had he darker complexion, so that's why and Tyler was funny. So it's like,
fuck you, yeah. That's gonna be canon. He was Tyler.
He's Tyler.
Fucking Tyler. He's fucking Tyler, as far as I'm concerned. It don't matter if he's not.
I need to stop. I'm childish. I need to stop. Let me stop.
Let me get some more. This is a Steve Harvey
clip. But I do like that Katt giving Mark Kirby his flowers. That's one person that we did see in stand-up. We saw Mark live.
I've seen him live.
We were together when we saw him.
Yeah, you were with me. Yeah.
You took me to the NBA party afterwards.
Yeah, Jalen Rose. That was his. When Jalen played for the Bulls, that was his benefit. Yeah. And there's a comedy show after party.
I'll put you on blast, Alex Thomas, because you said I look 12, but I just turned 21. You have to say I look 12, Alex Thomas.
Cedric was there. Like all of these people were at that show. Cedric was there. They were all there. I just thought about that. Let me play this. Oh shit. Oh shit, he booze.
Be homeless. That's my story. That's not his story. Steve Harvey wasn't never homeless. When Mark Curry was touring with him 25 years ago, he was making $3,000 a show in cash and doing 5 shows a week. They just tell the stories. Thanks to my wife, I'm where I am. You said that about the first wife.
That's true. Yeah.
That was messy.
That's true. He was like, because everybody says that, like, yeah, like she's the reason why I'm here. Like, you can't say that if you've been married more than once. It's like, it don't work if you've been married more than once.
Well, Steve does like women who start with M because all his wives' names start with M. So he got M.
You forget that? You told us it was her, then you went and married somebody else that think like a man. Like, what are you talking about? They think they can rewrite history. That Guy Torrey did a beautiful special about the Comedy Store and Fat Tuesday.
Yeah, I saw you.
Where he said that Steve and Cedric and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish came through there and made... All lies. Steve and Cedric never performed at the Comedy Store at all. Tiffany was only seen at the Laugh Factory. In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to L.A. and in his first year in L.A. he had his own sitcom on network television?
Right.
And had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is?
We're gonna get to it. Let's get to it.
That's why. But
you
that's
said a
why,
lot right there. Let's get to it.
That's why I said he's Tyler, so he's not a plant.
Not a plant. He was a child actor on Mr. Cooper. Yeah.
He's Tyler.
He's a child actor on Mr. Cooper. Stop winking.
That's so childish.
but industry plan. Let's start there.
Let's talk about what industry plan is.
Those
so
that
you're
don't know is like something with
define.
Somebody, yeah, because I'm in the industry and a lot of people have been accused of being industry plants. But like all of a sudden, like this person is like they went from being nowhere to everywhere. Some say Sexy Red is an industry plant. Ice Spice is like, think about it. A couple of years ago, you never heard of either of them.
Lil Nas X, possibly.
Lil Nas X, that's why I was gonna get to him. Yeah, because and his setup was perfect because remember how he got into the industry. Katt Williams said it's like, yeah, it's like they claimed that Lil Nas X that he put out this song, Old Town Road. The country charts rejected him. Yeah, what country station rejected it? It's like, yeah, but black people, like, we love that race bullshit. It's like, yeah, like, oh yeah, we got you over here at the black station. It's like, yeah, they won't play you there. So and the song just blew up. Yeah.
And then he put Billy Ray Cyrus on the remix, and then
the remix, an actual country artist. But listening to the song, like, looking back, I don't believe that for a second. I don't think that that song was ever sent to a country station at all. It's like
horses in the back.
Yeah.
That was a song for my kids.
That was a backstory that they made up for the industry plant that
Ariana loved that song for a minute.
Young black man is like, so yeah, let's show him some love. Because the first time I heard it was on Sirius XM, Hip Hop Nation, Channel 44. That's the first time I heard, and they gave the backstory on there. It was like, this young man, yeah, rejected by the country stations, but don't worry, we got you, homeboy. We gonna drop your song here. It's like, yeah.
First time I heard it was on Kids Bop. I'm gonna be honest because I heard the Kids Bop version and my daughter loved it. So
but yeah, Hip Hop Nation's first thing where I heard it. And then of course, like probably the next day it was added to my show. And I probably told the same story I heard the DJ on Sirius XM. It was rejected by the white station, the country stations. So we're playing it here. It's like, yeah, probably not knowing there was an industry plan story. Like I probably repeated the same shit I heard.
Yeah, he was Montero later.
Exactly, yeah. So that's the industry plan.
Flying down a stripper pole.
But yeah, Ice Spice and
killing the devil. What?
Ice Spice and Sexy Red have been accused of being industry plants as well.
Damn, she in her mood.
Some say Cardi, like, so she's been accused of being one. I fucks with Cardi though.
Cardi was on Love and Hip Hop, so I mean.
But yeah, but the industry plans are somebody that came out of nowhere. Somebody tells you, okay, this person is the one. Like that's so.
Somebody said Lizzo too, I think.
I believe I heard Lizzo.
Someone
Like,
said Lizzo.
that's to a lesser. I've heard that one. Yeah, to a
Someone
lesser
said
extent
that.
than Lil Nas X and Ice Spice, but I did hear that one.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
But that's what an industry plan is. Like I said, for people who didn't know, we're
at the
like,
label or the studio, some executive put this person in place and told like that's the one you push it. Yeah, tell them that that's the one. Yeah.
this is the chosen one. We want them
Yeah.
to be the next big thing.
Back in the day, Waka Flocka is another one that was accused of being an industry. Because dude could barely talk, and I was like, he's like the #1 rapper.
Call me Waka Flocka. What?
Got one.
Because whatchamacallit body him on his song.
Whoa, that do it. Yeah, he could barely talk.
Wale and Roscoe Dash body him on that song.
The no hands joint, yeah. Wale, especially, I said, look, ma, no hands.
No hands. Wale was smooth on that. Even Roscoe Dash was smooth, but Wale stole that song.
Roscoe Dash is on the hook. Good girl, jump into the floor.
Yeah.
Roscoe Dash on the hook, yeah.
Roscoe Dash. R-O-S-C-O-E, please. Yeah, he had a nice verse at the end.
That's one of the earlier industry plans. So I remember I'm talking about was Waka Flocka. This dude that could barely talk is the #1 rapper in the world all of a sudden. So,
I mean,
so that's so Kevin Hart is because he said because Katt Williams like he groomed his comedy career on the West Coast in LA.
Right.
Like, yeah, that's where he built his name up. So he was there. So he said nobody remembers Kevin Hart being out here. He said, and you were on the East Coast allegedly like doing the same thing. How could you be
in Philly? I want to say. I think
he's a Philly guy. He's definitely a Philly.
Yeah.
He said if you were like building your career there, like how are you out here doing the same thing? He said Steven said never did Comedy Store. Tiffany Haddish did Laugh Factory. He's like, so he like a lot of like I can't verify a lot of that stuff but I wasn't there yet. But
right.
Saying that
I mean, we didn't live we've never lived on the West Coast, and then that was the 90s. So like we didn't see the 90s grind. We saw the 90s grind what happened in Chicago.
Yeah.
You know, that 90s grind.
I can speak on the 90s comedy scene. I remember All Jokes Aside and the TNT comedy on and yeah, riddles. Like I know the
even you said they had comedy night at the Click, right?
The Click, yeah, they had the back room.
They had comedy night, yeah.
The back room in the Click, yeah, they had comedians back there. But yeah, because like Click was like 3 clubs in one. And you had the kitchen too. You get some wings too while you there.
So you could speak on
the
90s.
Yeah, and Jokes and Notes like later on. Like I can speak on those places.
Jokes and Notes was on 47th, right?
Yeah, that's 40s in Bronzeville. Yeah, it was right.
Yeah, right there by King Drive, right there.
Across the street from the Harold Washington. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's a club now or something.
It's not Jokes and Notes anymore, but I went to open mic at All Jokes Aside. I could speak on that person. I think I bombed. That ended my comedy career like quickly. Shout out Damon Williams, who was the host of it. That's when me and Damon first met. Like it's like in the mid 90s. I wasn't even old enough. I shouldn't even been there to be honest. Like I was under, but they didn't care back then. They didn't give it. They wanted my $10 or whatever. So they
underage like a bug.
Want your $10, so they didn't card you like.
But they didn't like. They would just let you like all these acts. Like I mean, we went to that Budweiser Superfest, and they was like Drew Hill was at the Click afterwards, and then it's like they wasn't 21. Like why was that?
Like, yeah, because the after party was at the Click for that. Yeah.
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 Nokia was like 17. So what's going on?
Somebody sleeping.
They didn't care about that type of stuff in the 90s. They didn't. So
sleeping in my bed.
But he did unpack a lot on that. And like I said, I did watch that when he was talking about that Comedy Store thing because it's a thing on Disney Plus called Rewind the 90s, I think. And it's like a 10-part docuseries. And then they were breaking down like the 90s. And then they had Guy Torrey talking about Fat Tuesdays because he did Fat Tuesdays at the Comedy Store.
Yeah, I've been to the Comedy Store. It's in West Hollywood.
And he was just saying all the different people that came through and gave love because he was saying that, you know, of all nights to give me, you gave me a Tuesday. That's like the worst night that you could pick for like a comedy event. It's
the worst night of the week for like going out, period.
Right, Tuesday.
Like Wednesday is probably second worst. Like Tuesday is probably the worst night for partying. Like, and
he, but he said that he was able to turn it around, and like, you know, because like the support that he got, basically the point he was making is that the support that he got from you know, like some of like the big weird, because he said like, you know, Steve said, and then he said, and then like you start the newer people coming up like the Tiffany Hashes, and that's when he did mention all those names on the Disney Plus special.
Yeah.
And little did I know when I watched that, and then I'm seeing Katt Williams like dispel all that. I'm like, whoa, because I was like, oh, that's what's up. Like I watched his, and then when I saw Katt's, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
When I went to the Grammys, that was 2004. Yeah, and our hotel was like literally like next door to the Comedy Store. So yeah, you could figure out where I stayed. Yeah, it was like right there. Literally, you could walk there. You didn't have to say you could walk. The Comedy Store was right next. That's why we ended up going. So let's go catch a show at the Comedy. Well, I went out there with I'm not gonna say.
You don't have to.
He was a clown and shit, and wasn't.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, we're gonna move on.
Douchebag.
But he was like dropping that knowledge, and like I said, like the homeless thing. Like I said, I can't confirm or deny if Steve was ever, if he was homeless.
Steve did tell that story like his whole career that he was like.
In fact, if he was homeless too, like I said, both of them.
Another one. They both claim homeless. Like we don't know about either. And Katt leaving home at what 13, like all of this, like
he was 12, and he said he hitchhiked. So
we don't know. Yeah,
I can't confirm that. I mean,
Ron Love had some stuff to say about that.
As a DCFS person, my my DCFS has tingling right now about that. I'm like, okay, a 12-year-old just, but I mean, but
Katt is in his 50s.
It was a different time, but as a person. As a person who works in that business now, it's like this is all like, you know, like you view stuff different when you work in certain fields. You view stuff differently. But I mean, but this was a different era. This was like the 80s. So yeah, it was a different time in the 80s. It was. So
talked about Chris Tucker. I gotta play that one. Got to play that one. Once again, powder.
Exposed. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And
facts. Now he's speaking some truth there. I think 2024. I think this is just the beginning. All of the fuck shit, I think, is going to be exposed in 2024. I think
2024 is going to be Pandora's box, and we're opening Pandora's box. I think.
Started late 2023 with P. Diddy and TD Jakes. I think that was just the beginning. It's like, I think that was just the beginning. I
said the versus battle I want is Jaguar Wright and Katt Williams. That's the one I want because they both spilling. They both landed. They both been saying some things about industry stuff, and people have branded them both crazy and drugged out. And
they've been saying, like Katt said, yeah, he's never done a hard drug.
In his life.
May have not, yeah. Like I said, we don't know. It's like, yeah, he said.
I don't know his personal business, but I mean,
like you said, like you can't, like in all these years, somebody would have seen him like do something. So he got a point there. It's like,
I did a lot of cocaine with him. You know, somebody would have came out. We popped some X together. Somebody, because ecstasy was the sexy drug in the early 2000s. That
was big, like 20 years ago. Here's the Chris.
So somebody would have, you know,
exposed him at some point.
Exposed him as, you know, that at some point.
There we go.
Smokey was all in Smokey. There ain't no Friday without Smokey.
We all agree to that, and there's no next Friday without Friday, and there's no Friday after next without Friday.
We talk about the road because you said that they don't.
Here's the thing. Okay. Here's the thing. Chris was allowed to make the decision. At the time that this is happening, Katt Williams is known for smoking weed. Willie Nelson is known for smoking weed. Right. Snoop's known for smoking weed, but none of us is really known except Willie. And I'm saying, Chris Tucker didn't want to be the poster child for smoking weed. He don't smoke weed like that.
Right.
I did hear that.
Tucker has said that.
I did hear Chris Rock.
Chris Tucker did say that.
That's why he didn't do next Friday, because he didn't want to be the weed guy.
He didn't want to be branded as like a stereotype, as like I'm the weed man, basically. I did hear that.
Well, that's like why Chris Tucker wasn't in next Friday.
I did hear that.
I heard that out of his mouth. I heard him say.
That's why they had to do a doppelganger and put Day in, because Craig needed another.
You need that comedian. You need that comedian.
He needed that person where he could, have that banter with. So they need to find another comedian to drop in right there.
Right. He in the church. He Michael Jackson's best friend. Christmas. Michael Jackson called him Christmas. You ever met a man that gave you a little nickname like that?
No.
Me neither.
I'm leaving at that.
That was so messy when he said that. When he said, I paused again. I paused again at that point when he said that. I'm like, that's just messy.
He was hanging with Michael Jackson after that, and Michael Jackson did give him a little pet name. So like, he's like, and Chris is what he mentioned Epstein Island, and I didn't play that part of it, but yeah, he mentioned that. He's like, he's not even the same Chris Tucker. He's Epstein Island Chris now. Like,
that's messy though. But that did happen with the whole Friday.
Smokey wasn't in next Friday. And Chris Tucker said
the Katt dropped the ball right there. He didn't mention the biggest weed smokers that he should have mentioned right there, Cheech and Chong. You didn't mention Cheech and Chong. He should have used that moment.
Method Man and Red Man. It's like
the ones that I think about when I think about weed, I think about Snoop, I think about Willie Nelson, I think about Cheech and Chong and Red and Meth.
Yep.
Those are the ones that I think that you think about weed smokers. Like Snoop is definitely at the top of that list for weed smokers for me.
Snoop D-O-double-G. And Katt Williams, he's part of that list too.
He's part of that list too. Yeah, he is. He's part of it.
We talked about like this new weed. He's like, I smoke regular weed. It's
regular weed.
It's like, yeah, I don't know about this Kush or what y'all smoking now. It's like, just give me regular weed.
But he should have mentioned Cheech and Chong. Right. They the OGs, 70s.
Corsican brothers. Let's go. Up in Smoke, like, yeah, they didn't have some classics. Yeah, I think that's the one. Paul Rubens was in that one.
I saw a clip of that. I was like, not my Pee Wee. I was like, not my Pee Wee.
Up in Smoke or Corsican brothers. He was in one of those.
I was like, why is Pee Wee in this movie? Remember my childhood? My childhood is going to shit right now because he was always Pee Wee to me. He was never Paul Rubens.
Think about his pre-Pee Wee Herman career.
I don't know anything. Like, I know Pee Wee's Playhouse, Pee Wee's Big Adventure. That's my Pee Wee. So that's my Paul right there. Well, I wouldn't let my mind stay innocent with that.
Let me see that puppet. You know that Pee Wee.
Yeah, Pee Wee doing the hard drugs. I'm like, I saw that clip.
My dad showed me that clip. He was like, look at Pee Wee. That's why
I can't.
Pee Wee was on that powder.
I saw that recently, and I was like,
back then, so like our parents didn't care about us. Dad showed us. He's like, hey,
I saw it recently, so at least I was grown.
Look at Pee Wee right here.
At least I was in my 40s when I first saw it. At least, so at least I was an adult, not a child.
Here's the Harvey Weinstein clip. I definitely wanted to play this.
They canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency. What am I supposed to do? He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the script. I get there, it's 3 other black guys on there. Woo. Huh.
So you wonder what they did to get
there? I told him no. What y'all do?
How'd they get in the movie?
Now, my thing is I want to know, I'm trying to do the math. I'm trying to see what movies he's talking about. Let me go back and look at what Harvey Weinstein movie. What had 3 black guys?
Yeah, like the Katt Williams turned down that had a bunch of black dudes in it. I want answers.
Now I got to do my research to try to find it. I got to backtrack now.
Mm-hmm.
But Harvey Weinstein did so many movies, so it's like it's a needle in the haystack.
That's why, you can't really cancel him because his catalog is like ridiculous. It's gonna be some of your favorite movies that are gonna get
You can
canceled.
agree to say that Harvey Weinstein was a
He's a
disgusting
creep, but
creep.
the movie slapped though. It's like so
He was a
it's
disgusting
okay.
creep, and we can separate the artist from the word. We can do that.
Okay to say, yeah, I like the movie slap, but yeah, he was a shithead.
But he was a damn creep. He was a damn predator and a damn.
IMDb and look up Harvey Weinstein, you'll see like, yeah, that's his movie too. It's like, you'll see.
You'll just be watching YouTube all day.
Watching YouTube Club Day. Yeah. Let's talk about I'm a radio guy, so we gotta talk about the Frank Ski in the morning with Wanda Smith. I'm gonna play that clip and then we're gonna wrap up soon. Some of these clips I just had to share because they were so iconic.
We had to do a deep dive in because I mean it was the interview heard around the world.
Yeah, we gotta put our own spin on it. So here's the one.
But I remember on the radio, you went on a radio interview. If I'm not mistaken, that's in Atlanta.
Oh, make it big.
Right. And you came on there with seemingly good intentions. And she attacked you.
It wasn't just that part. It was the fact that before I go in there, she has a conversation about, okay, now, I just want to talk to you because you just won an Emmy for the city of Atlanta, and this is in Atlanta, and they just want to hear about the Emmy and hear from you and to thank you for what you did.
For those that don't know, like, let me set up the backstory. This is about 5 years ago when this interview happened. It's Frank's in the mornings, V103 Atlanta. Like Katt Williams wasn't even there for himself. Like Katt said, he don't do press. He said that on this Club Shay. He's want to sit down and talk with Shannon. This is I'm not promoting anything. Like Katt don't do press like that. So he was up there at the station with Red Grant. Like
Red Grant, who had a show
doing some comedy shows that Wanda Smith was also at that in Atlanta. And I think Katt was like financing Red's comedy special at the time too. He was like finance. So he was there with his protege. And Wanda talked him into being on the air. It's like, yeah, it's like she mentioned the whole thing with the Emmy. It's like, it'd be good for the city, and you're the Katt Williams. Like, you should get on too. Because Katt didn't even want to be on the air. Like, I'm supporting my homie. It's like, yeah, I don't want
gassing him up because he is a big name. So it's like if you have the opportunity to have Katt Williams on your show.
Exactly. If I see Katt Williams in my studio, if he's here now, I'm gonna try to put him on this podcast. Yeah, man, Katt, like, come get on. Like, you're not just gonna let that slide. Yeah, as a broadcaster, you're gonna want to put him as an interviewer. You like, yeah. Like,
exactly.
Come on, come hop on the podcast. Like, you gonna want that. It's like, yeah. So she did the right thing, but then she didn't even ask him about the award or nothing. So let me get back into it then.
Putting the city on, and we won't talk about your kids. We won't talk about jail, no cases. We ain't gonna.
And she mentioned all of that shit. Yeah, his kids, him going to jail. She mentioned all of that shit.
This is what you call a bait and switch.
Bait and switch.
That's what you call a bait and switch.
Talk about none of that.
Right.
And immediately gets in there and goes the opposite way. You can't flip up on me because you're an inferior comedian. I'm going to destroy you, and I'm never going to call you out of your name. I'm never going to say anything disrespectful to people.
And he didn't. Like, yeah, he implied a lot of stuff like about her weight and her hair, but he never called her out of her name. He didn't call her fat or none of that. Yeah, he didn't.
When he talked about her jewelry being gas station jewelry.
And talking about the headphones being attached to the wig.
To the wig? He said one of our hair is moving.
Oh God, only one of our hair is moving.
He was bogus.
Take them headphones and then with that wig attached to them.
I mean, they do have hats attached to wigs now, so I mean, it's not
attached to the wig.
You can just put it on, just
facts.
People that look like you. It's a very thin line I gotta call, but this lady is trying to embarrass me in front of a largely homosexual fan base. That's why she got canceled.
It's Atlanta.
She did get fired right after that too.
No, this is why she got fired.
We gonna get into that. He mentions that too. Like, yeah, why she really?
I know why she got fired.
Why she really got fired? Let's keep it.
Gay people don't take it kindly that you would, as a derogatory, call me gay. Gay people don't feel like it's derogatory. So why are you trying to shame me with something in a community I don't even belong in? There's no gay people saying I belong over there or been over there.
You did,
but I have no hatred of over there, and how dare you?
You did a number on it, though.
Hey.
You did a number on it. That's legendary.
No, you either believe in karma or you don't. because I didn't even know any of the stuff that she had done to my fellow comedians until afterwards. I just know that it was a setup.
Right.
And remember,
Here's the part you were talking about why they really fired her from V103.
Yeah.
they tried to kill me this same weekend. Not in jokes. With a real gun in my real face on real camera. Understand I'm losing my life for participating in something that goes along with my job.
Like,
and jokes, yeah.
It's two comedians. What do you mean?
And yet,
and the world was okay with it because it was me. Had that happened to anyone else, the world went crazy when Will smacked Chris.
Chris Rock got smacked and the whole world got crazy, but Katt Williams got a gun pulled on him and nobody cared.
Yeah, that was hectic.
And it is a TMZ video where you see the incident where like Wanda approaches him, is like, and they say like he dropped his gun. That's what happened. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
How do you send your husband to like kill it? Like, what are we doing? Like, did he attack your wife? No. Did he put her life in danger?
And that's what Franksky said, the host, because like you remember he was laughing the whole time. People like,
he was.
How come you didn't come to your co-host and the page like, all I saw was two comedians like
going at it.
That's what they do. It's like, yeah, comedians.
It was a roast session and you got cooked.
Yeah. You just like Katt said, you ran into a superior comedian. Katt his jokes were just better than yours.
And then Katt said the thing that I liked that he said was you know, you like boxers stay in their weight class. You were out of your weight class. She was clearly for comedian. You were out of your weight class.
You were a bantamweight trying to.
You were a featherweight.
Fight some heavyweights. That's what it is.
You were a featherweight trying to fight a heavyweight in there. Of course, 120 pounds is going to get cooked by somebody 200. You're going to get cooked every time. You're going to get cooked every single time. You are.
Yep.
And she thought that she could do it. And I mean, I guess maybe she didn't do her research and found that he's not the one that you want to fuck around with. She didn't do her research.
And found out that's what it was.
She didn't do her research well enough. All she had to do was just talk about his award, and that's it.
Yep.
That's all she had to do.
Yeah.
Then she got, I'm gonna be messy. I'm gonna get everybody wants to be Howard Stern too, but you have to know Howard Stern is a different type of animal.
And Howard Stern, you're not even Howard Stern, let alone like you're not a good enough comedian or a good enough interviewer. It's like, like you didn't you're not Howard Stern. Like he knows what questions to ask and like you're not him. It's like, you're not a good enough interviewer and shit. Yeah.
No, you're not Wendy Williams. Like Wendy Williams was good at that type of shit. You're not Wendy Williams. You're not Howard Stern. You're not any of that. But everybody loves that. People love that. Like I'm gonna be a little messy. People love that. That shock jock. There you go. I couldn't think of that.
Especially
everybody loves a shock jock type of stuff.
Do it until Katt like came back with lefts and rights. He was hitting combos on her and shit. That's like,
all I heard was this as a Mortal Kombat. Finish him. That's all I heard in my head.
At the end of that shit, she was
Katt wins. Flawless victory. That's what I heard in my head.
I heard. It was a flawless victory, damn.
That's what I heard in my head. I mean,
I heard Toasty. That's what I heard. I heard.
Oh my Lord.
But it's so much like I got we running long, but I got so many clips. Like I think I've ran enough. I had to run some of the important ones just because.
Yeah. But I mean, we touched on it, and then like he did make his like he said some stuff that was out there. Like I'll just say real quick, like a blast thing real quick. When he said he told Michael Blackson to open a school, I think that was mostly false because that just sounds that just sounds like.
Sounds like a little Umar Johnson-ish to me.
It sounds like a little bit like that. Just sounds like that's like one of the like most random things that you could tell somebody to do is open a school. That's like just really a random thing to say. Like I've never told anybody in life to open a school. I've never told anybody in life.
And his backstory sounded sus. Like I said, how I am reading 3,000 books. So
3,000.
And getting into college at 7 is like, like
3,000 books.
We weren't there, so we don't know. But all of this sounds sus and shit. Like all of that.
Just simple math. If you did, because he said he read 3,000 books, not in a 5-year period. He said a year.
Yeah.
So 365 days into 3,000, like 3,000. That's like just over 8 books a day.
Yeah.
And he said it was nonfiction books.
He wasn't reading Cat in the Hat, pun intended.
He wasn't reading red, one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
He wasn't reading that.
That would be a lot of reading. I'm not saying it can't be done, but that's a lot of reading. 8 books in a day, over 8 books in one day is a lot of reading. And getting to college at 7, that's not saying it can't happen. It's a girl. It's a girl.
There wasn't even 7 and shit.
It's a girl on TikTok now who's a 16-year-old teacher. She teaches 3rd grade.
Yeah.
She made news because she's like the youngest teacher. She actually is legit teaching 3rd grade, and she's 16 years old. She has 2 masters or something. She's doing it.
I think Martin Luther King, he graduated high school at 15 or something like that.
He graduated college at 15.
College at 15. I mean, yeah. I mean, he graduated college at 15. I mean, yeah.
I mean, it can happen.
It's like,
but the biggest thing about that was because we've known a genius our entire lives. Like, we have a family member who's a genius.
Who's appeared on Jeopardy, by the way.
Yeah, who did. So, like, the thing about geniuses, like true geniuses, like, they don't want to be treated different. Like, just from what I see from that person, says from them, they don't want to be treated like nobody did. They don't want you to be like, oh, you're so. They don't want that.
Everybody else that fawns over them, and they
don't want that.
Just a regular motherfucker and shit.
This person that we know, they have an IQ like near 200, but you would never know it because they don't fly. Yeah, I'm so smart. They don't want those accolades.
A very close family member, not a random and shit.
It's a very close family member.
Who's been mentioned multiple times on this podcast.
I just don't want to put them on blast, but but they really don't want that accolade. When I tell people, they're like, really? Him? And I'm like, yeah, him? People always get that reaction. Him? Like, just talk to him for a minute. You'll see. Yeah. He don't want it, though.
Yeah.
Don't want the attention.
But yeah, of course, like I said, y'all late to the party with Katt Williams, because now, since the club say now all the dick riders are on board. Well, now, like saying, but no lies detected. It was some lies that were detected.
It was some white lies.
It's like don't, you ain't gotta, just because you like the interview, you ain't gotta be on the man's dick now.
And even if what you say, 70% of the conversation may have been true, 75% may have been true, but as a comic and a storyteller, which he is both, you gotta embellish and you gotta sensationalize some things because it makes for good.
Yeah,
it makes for good entertainment.
You can tell that even Shannon Sharp jumped in on certain things. You could tell, oh, come on.
Which is why this interview has 29 million, almost 30 million views after being up a week.
Yeah,
less than a week. Which is why it has this many views.
I can't say that. Yeah, even Shannon, like, he wasn't just dick riding. He was like pushing back. He's like, "Come on, Katt.
Come on, man.
Come on, Katt. I ain't gonna have no guests." When he would go after.
You need the entertainment. You gotta embellish some. You got to make the story a story that could be somewhat interesting. But you may have to be like, okay, this is 65, 70% of what happened, but now I gotta add this 30 to 35 that didn't really happen.
One more thing I gotta throw in there about Shannon Sharp too is when he's talking about Kanye, how he married a whore and all of that.
I face palm when he said that.
And they said the reason why Shannon didn't want to go there because rumor has it that he wants to date Kim Kardashian. That's the rumor that's out there. So that's why Shannon was real quiet on that part.
She likes black guys. She likes football players because Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
So.
Shannon probably think he got a shot. That's what. That's the rumor I heard. That that's the rumor I heard. That's the stories out there.
Not out the question.
So he's interested in her. That's why he didn't say nothing. That's
he
why he's like, "Come on, man." It's like,
he said married a whore. When he said that, I was like, he really called this man's ex-wife a whore. Like, wow, like he got no chill, no chill Gil, no chill Katt, no chill Gil. Like he had no chill on that.
But so far, all of the people he mentioned, I think the only one who hasn't put out a response video or any response is Steve Harvey. I think
Steve Harvey.
Steve is and which is smart, really, because then when you start defending, you look guilty. So Steve is smart for
That's why I say you damn if you do, you damn if you
radio
don't.
silence. He's smart for not saying shit.
Steve has the thing because at the end of the day, Steve is the biggest one out of all of them. Whether you have your opinion about whether you think he's funny or not. Steve is on 29,000 shows right now at this time.
He made a career and shit out of this, yeah. And And sure, like yeah, Katt could say that because he stopped touring because he wasn't really funny, but motherfucker made it to it.
But here's the thing that I will say to Katt. I said about Katt, and then I said, you Katt fans, if you want to come at me, whatever. But this is my opinion. Everybody doesn't have the same strength. Some people are great stand-ups, but they can't translate that into film, so they suck in film. Yeah. Some people are good writers.
Some will say good example of that. Good example of that first one is a Chris Rock. It's like Chris Rock's movies is like CB4 was pretty funny, but for the most part, his movies have been mid.
His movies are mid.
Yeah, or bad. It's like, yeah, like
I Think I Love My Wife was funny.
Pootie Tang sucked. It's like, yeah, so
Pootie Tang was awful.
Like
that was awful.
Rock, he wasn't. It didn't translate to movie star. The TV show, like, yeah, Everybody Hates Chris was hilarious. It's like, yeah, but it doesn't always translate. Yeah.
Because writing comedy is a hard ass thing to do. Like if you have to write a sitcom, that's a hard ass thing to do. Writing sitcoms is hard.
You know, Katt, Dave, they're like stand-ups, like them, like they're
stand-ups.
That's when they're in their element, like on that stage with that mic in hand. It's like that's in their element.
And then some people, like I said, I know people like to roast her, but some people, like a Tiffany Haddish, she's a comedic actress. She's good in a comedic actress scene. Where
she's also been accused of being an industry plant, Tiffany Haddish.
Well, you have somebody writing, they're writing a movie. They write, like I said, because she was hilarious in Girls Trip. She was funny in Girls Trip.
Yeah, he mentioned that on the Frank Ski Wanda Smith interview. He mentioned that because Katt is into what you wrote.
What you wrote, and that's unfair to say.
Line, but she didn't write that. He's like, yes.
That's where I have to call him out on that, because how many
he has a talent to like deliver the lines too, like acting. Acting is a legit talent. Yeah.
But if you go there like that, then you could say that a lot of these singers are not talented because all they did is sing, they didn't write.
Like Michael Jackson didn't write most of his stuff. Beyonce doesn't write most of her stuff.
Whitney Houston didn't write her stuff.
Didn't write any of her stuff. Is like, yeah.
So you can say that, okay, Whitney Houston's not a good singer then because she didn't write her stuff.
Which is why Prince is the GOAT.
So people's head would explode. You said that people's head would explode because Whitney Whitney is the voice.
Another reason why Prince is the GOAT. God damn it. he wrote, produced, played all the instruments. Yeah. Which is why
Prince. I have my Prince paint and sip. I painted right there in the corner. I have it right there in the corner. My Prince paint and sip.
Why Stevie Wonder is another GOAT.
Yeah.
These guys wrote their shit and like played the
Marvin Gaye wrote his shit.
Yeah. So like those are like they're on another level than like the others that we name. Yeah, they're on another level.
So like that's why I said that's unfair to be like somebody isn't so because they didn't write it. Then you can do that. And how many people ghostwrite for raps? I'm not saying that. How many rappers actually write their own rhymes?
It's like Jay-Z is like Wayne is like
struggling. like a new one who writes her own. Meg Thee Stallion writes her rhymes.
Meg, right?
She's a new one who actually she writes her shit. Meg Thee Stallion writes her shit. She does.
Nicki, she says she writes most of her. I believe she writes. Yeah, they say Cardi got ghostwriters. So yeah,
Safari said he wrote Safari said he wrote Nicki stuff early.
Maybe yeah. It's like yeah, but she says she wrote hers. So yeah, she said it. I saw it that she said she writes her.
Yeah, but if you want to go there, how many? Because so that's why that's a loaded state. You can't just say that because somebody didn't write that they're not talented. You can't just say that.
Acting is a talent. Yeah, is a talent. It's not the same. It's like stand-up's a different skill set. Yeah,
it is.
It's a talent. Yeah.
But my thing is, I say, at the end of the day, it's enough for all of us to eat. And everybody can find their niche of what they're good at. Okay, you can write, you can produce, you can act, you can sing, you can dance, you funny as hell. Everybody just find their talent and you find where you fit in and you get in where you fit in.
I can speak from personal experience. Like I tried acting. I don't think that's my lane. I haven't completely given that up, but I think I'm more in my element, like doing this. It's like this is what I'm more like. Yeah, like radio and podcasting. That's what I'm more in my element.
I didn't think that I didn't know like I could do podcasts until you told me to do it with you, and then I'm like, okay, I could actually do podcasts, and then I enjoy writing. Like writing is where my talent. I feel my best talent is in my writing, so I need to start writing again.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
I think we need to wrap this up. We could talk because here we don't need ours to go 3 hours. Yeah. We're almost halfway there. We almost at the hour and a half mark.
Unless our video gets that 10 million. Come on now, get us up there.
I saw people, we're gonna get them followers up too. It's like because I saw people talking about that. Yeah, like Shannon Sharp, hey, you can't wait till that YouTube check hits his account. It's like 30 million.
I'm just saying, Shannon. I mean, we share the same birthday. I keep on saying it. We share the same birthday, so come on, make it happen.
That YouTube check hits his account, but we're gonna get our YouTube numbers up as well too. Thanks for supporting Not Another Damn
Thank
Podcast.
you.
Episode 244. We appreciate that. 344. Thank you. You want to support us further? Give us a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms. Talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What up, Tasha? YouTube, and your Amazon Alexa devices. You can follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, TikTok, and X, or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. You know how to get at me.
And you can check me out, MSIMA8626 on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Also, SCR8GULLEY1 on X, SCR8GULLEY1 on 7, on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com and for your blogs and for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com.
Oh yeah, fuck you, Elon Musk, and shit, changing it to X. Confused.
I know, because I'm trying to make it. I'm doing the Sears Tower thing.
Fucked our outro all up and shit.
I'm still getting to Sears Tower mine.
I still call it Twitter, but I'm trying to say for 2024, I'm trying to segue into X. Now I'm
gonna try to be better
that's
too.
The first time I mentioned it on here, but because it's been X for probably about 6 months now. I'm trying to segue into the new name. It's like, well, I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.